Greetings and welcome to the No More webinar series by Art Schools Network. We're bringing you short, important programming on vital topics, projects, and trends to help support those art schools that are dedicated to intensive studies of the arts. Today's topic or episode is titled Arts Educator Opportunities at Cornish College of the Arts. If you recall, they were our conference hosts just this past October, and we learned about some exciting opportunities that are coming up next summer we want to share with you. Today I have with me guest expert Allison Staplin-Dean, doctorate. She is a director of extension programs there at Cornish. I'm Christy Calloway, your host, the executive director for Art Schools Network. So Art Schools Network is a consortium of schools around the nation that are dedicated, as I mentioned earlier, to intensive studies in the arts. What we do as a network is supply each other resources, support, and literally networking opportunities so we can borrow from the best practices. The leaders of art schools have very unique needs. They're entrepreneurs, they're instructional leaders, they are fundraisers. And depending on which school, which no two are alike, there are some things that are in common. Today what we've done is brought together a topic which is trying to support your dance educators, your dance curriculum, and your dance students by providing some professional development. So today with me, I have Miss Allison Staplin-Dean.
Hi, everyone.
She's going to be talking to you. Oh, I already got ahead of myself. What kind of schools do we represent? I forgot to mention that. Public, private, charter, residential, elementary, middle, and high, colleges, conservatories, universities, and then a lot of nonprofit partners. You can see this map of our membership. If you go to our website, you can click on any one of those red pins, and the school will pop up and a link to them, and you can check them out. So up in that little tippy corner is Seattle, and here is Allison Staplin-Dean, who I'm confusing. Here she is. She has a really great recent past. She's been put in charge of all of the non-degree programs at Cornish College, and they are launching some really exciting opportunities. She's a Seattleite for the last couple decades, and she's been helping students and families for a long time in a lot of specialty areas. But what I'm excited about is that she's also a professional dancer, and she didn't put that on there, and I know no bio could be as long as all the careers of our guests. But thank you for being here. Allison represents Cornish College, and I want her to talk to us a little bit more about Cornish. I know that it was our host in October, and we had a great conference. You guys really did a wonderful job. You offer BFAs and BMs. So tell us more about what you're here to talk about and how people can connect with your opportunities.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you, Christy and the Art Schools Network for facilitating this conversation. So Cornish is embarking on the development of an extension programs unit, and our institution is committed to creating a series of arts educator professional development opportunities that will be housed within that unit. We're anticipating that they will occur annually and that the summer would be utilized as a time where we would be able to bring people from all over the world to our campus to host them. Our institution just celebrated its centennial year, which is really exciting. We had a lot of great activities around it, and so it seems fitting to begin our discussion today by paying a bit of homage to Nellie Cornish, our founder, who began her career actually as a music educator. And I want to encourage everyone, and Christy and I will sort of have a conversation as we have the webinar, but please feel free to reach out to us and ask questions if you feel necessary to. So our first slide here sort of talks about Cornish's historical commitment to the arts. Nellie Cornish arrived in Seattle, Washington in 1900, specifically to teach music. And you can imagine, as a pioneer town, there wasn't exactly an extensive art scene. However, she did find camaraderie with some artists, most of whom rented space in a building called the Holyoke. So there's a photo of the building pictured on the right side of the slide, and it's actually still in existence today in Seattle. It's located at First Avenue and Spring Street and looks very, very similar to the photo still. At the Holyoke building, there was a constant exchange of dialogue around all art forms because there were a lot of teachers in that building. And because there was a variety of art forms present, as well as regular and informal performances, the Holyoke community model really became an inspiration to Nellie. And it served really as a prototype for what would later develop into the Cornish School in the early 1900s. So once established in her teaching, students really flooded into Nellie's school, and at a rate of 50 students per week, which is pretty astounding for that period of time, but you can imagine there was a huge influx of people coming to the area as well. So Nellie continued to add different art forms besides just music, which was her expertise, and she also added grade levels. And so by about 1920, she sort of formulated and established in a named situation the Cornish School. And it was an art school for both pre-collegiate and collegiate students. They quickly outgrew the Holyoke building and took over an entire floor of what's called the Booth building, which is also pictured on the left side of the slide down towards the bottom. And you can see the actual name up at the top. It was branded the Cornish School of Music, but you can see actually expression language, art, dancing, all of the different art forms that were going on and being taught at the time there. So they quickly outgrew the booth space as well, and that was at the point when the board of Cornish committed to fundraising to build Carey Hall, which was completed in 1924 and is still in existence and a part of our campus today. So it was in the early 1920s that Nellie began establishing her first artist residencies. And those occurred really during the summers. Nellie brought in individuals who attended the residencies that were students, educators, artists, and she found increasingly that the boundaries between educational and professional work were disappearing. She reveled in those moments herself, both as an educator and an administrator and an artist. And really kind of that became a hallmark for the college in terms of breaking down boundaries and working in a more interdisciplinary aspect. She brought in artist residents such as Martha Graham, Thornton Wilder, and Mark Tobey, just to name a few. So they were world-renowned, and really one person at one point made a comment about Seattle at the time saying, this is such a special school, and wow, it's so interesting that it's in Seattle, because at that time, of course, people were very focused on the arts in places like New York City. Okay, so at this point we're going to move.
It is
yeah,
really cool. I want to stop just on the interdisciplinary part, because that's
sure.
a trend or a current trend or a recent trend, and yet it was open on the basis of that. That's so exciting.
It is, it is. So we're really excited about that as a college. Right now, our undergraduate programs are undergoing a curricular renovation, so to speak, and a lot of it is around some of those hallmarks, you know, that have been long-standing institutional hallmarks for us, so it's exciting. So I am going to move on to slide 2 now. Sorry there. Okay, so For the past 2 summers, we'll talk about some of the piloted opportunities that we've had, and we've really focused a lot of those opportunities around teaching dance fundamentals that are developmentally appropriate. We've started out small and really done a lot of work in the pilot to try and make sure that our model and our time frame for everything that we're running suits the needs of the people that we're working towards, which of course in this case was dance arts educators. So we organized the summer 2014 and summer 2015 fundamentals opportunities around teaching what was developmentally appropriate for students. And we separated them by ages, of course, because there's such a depth of information that's covered, and we wanted to really be able to specialize that each summer for the arts educators that were attending. Both of the workshops were 3 days in length, and they were from 9 to 4 each day, with a break, of course, for lunch. And our housing residence also is capable of having people stay in it as well. So that's great too, because you can stay with us when you come to Seattle if you're traveling. And the workshops included seminars, observation, discussion of classes, a clinic that anatomically addresses dancers at each developmental level, and how to train alignment and strength to avoid injury and maximize performance. And we had some really great moments of social time integrated into the experience, which was fantastic. And of course, a really important part of coming to something like this, where you want to be talking to your colleagues and peers extensively in the opportunity, but then also, you know, outside in a social setting too.
How many days is the workshop?
It was 3 days long, so people checked in the morning on a Monday.
Okay.
And then they were with us through Wednesday, and we had a Wednesday evening opportunity, but some people, of course, you know, were able to fly out that evening too if they needed to. So one thing I really wanted to mention about our opportunities is also the level of expertise that we're fortunate to have in our faculty here at Cornish. And our faculty really work to design and implement these opportunities. And I think that's something that sets Cornish apart. For instance, the woman who ran these 2 seminars, Christine Juarez, has had over 20 years of experience as a dance educator across all age levels, genres of dance. She's a choreographer, and she also has extensive experience as an arts administrator as well. So she's bringing this level and breadth to this opportunity and inviting other people in to help round out that experience too. So we've had a really diverse cross-section of individuals who have attended the past 2 summers, local, national, and even some international dance educators. Cornish, our own Cornish faculty have attended, and a lot of our Cornish alumni actually have come back, whether they're teaching in the area locally or they've gone on to other areas, in particular in the United States. We welcome them back as well. So it creates a great, diverse atmosphere of people. And we're excited to announce that for summer 2016, one of the arts educator opportunities will be focused on the craft of choreography for dance educators. We actually are open for registration at this time for that, and you can find that information through the website link that we've provided, and you're welcome to contact me directly if you have any questions that I can help answer for that opportunity. But really the basic concepts will be crafting movement phrases. We'll be presenting tools in terms of the breakout of choreographic patterns. There'll be a lecture on both children's and peer teen choreography, as well as tools for intermediate and advanced dancers if you're choreographing for them. Space, time, level, intonation, gesture, manipulation of musical timing are just a few of the concepts that will be presented. And we encourage, if you've taken composition in the past or if you've never really been formally trained, these 3 days will really help provide you with tools to create.
I think it's a great opportunity, and I really appreciate the choreography aspect because I know that teachers and curriculum, part of it is choreography, and the opportunity to study with someone such as Juarez is fantastic. So
Absolutely.
Thank you for diving deep into this area. And I know that even some folks might be interested that are not dance teachers. Would they be allowed to sign up, or is that not encouraged?
Absolutely. We've, in the past, had quite a few people, dance musicians, even just regular musicians. We've also had people that have expressed interest in theater. You know, of course, there's a huge crossover in particular with musical theater for educators as well. So if anyone has questions about whether or not they feel like it would be a good fit for them professionally, I'm happy to, you know, talk to them individually and see how we can help tailor it for them too.
That's great. Thank you.
Sure. So both Cornish and guest faculty will lead the choreography workshop this coming summer. And I want to mention that our opportunities are state approved for clock hours for certified teachers as well, which I think is really important. So not only will you come and benefit from it professionally for yourself as an educator, but you know, if you have standards that you need to meet for your state for your certification, we're able to submit for that for you all to be able to utilize that towards it as well.
That's fantastic because it's meaningful professional development, directed, targeted, and you're getting some research hours wherever you come from because you guys are Cornish College and you're accredited. That's fantastic.
That's right. That's right. So more information, I said, can be found through the link on the PowerPoint, and I want to just also stress that our arts educators this coming summer can reside on campus with us too. So if you look at the top right of the slide there, you'll see a picture of our state-of-the-art brand new residence that was completed and opened this year in, or this past year in August 2015 for the undergraduate year. So it's stunning, and it's in the heart of South Lake Union, which is a bustling, developing area down here in Seattle, and it's also quite gorgeous here in the summer too, which is a nice bonus.
And this is where the kids get to stay, so this is a good sneak peek into how great college kids have it these days.
I know, that's right. If you want to, you can also go onto our website and power through a drone video that takes you through the entire building and the outside space, which is on the 20th floor of it, which overlooks all of Seattle as well. It's quite stunning. So what's next for us? So Cornish is planning to develop several more arts educator opportunities for summer 2016 and beyond, and we're hoping to do that based on feedback from you all. So we're asking the Art Schools Network members to complete a very brief 10-minute survey, and the survey will be released this Friday, January 8th, to help provide information which will allow us to design opportunities specific to your needs. Cornish will offer a handful of these opportunities for all of the arts, not just dance. So I want to stress that the survey itself will address all arts educators in all art forms. And we're hoping that in addition to the craft of choreography opportunity, that we'll have a handful of other opportunities in all of the arts based on your feedback, and then we'll continue to develop annual offerings beyond next summer. So we're asking ASN members to try and complete the survey by January 29th. And your feedback is imperative for us because we really want to create meaningful opportunities. You're also welcome to contact me directly if you have any additional ideas or questions about anything too. So Christy, I wanted to turn it over to you all now just to see if there are any other questions or outstanding thoughts at this point.
Well, I want to thank you for being our guest today and telling us about these opportunities. I know that this recording will be available for anyone who attended as they want to share it. And then with the survey, since that's going to be coming out Friday, tomorrow,
yes.
How are folks going to take that tomorrow? And then I know we'll help promote it later in the month and we can retweet it. Are you going to do some sort of promotion about the survey?
Yes. So what we'll do is we'll send a link to the information directly to the survey for everyone. Like I said, it will take just about 10 minutes, so it's very short. And when you're taking the survey, you can take it anonymously if you wish to remain anonymous. However, if you do enter your name and your email address, then all of those individuals will be able to contact to let them know what we've developed so that they can register if they're interested for the summer. And each person will also be entered into a drawing which will be held on January 29th and will award a Kindle Fire HD to the lucky recipient.
Woohoo! How many times can I take the survey?
I know. Only once.
Okay.
So I want to thank everyone for all of the work that they do on a daily basis to help develop and mentor tomorrow's artists and patrons. And I really hope that we're able to welcome you in the future to a Cornish Arts Educator opportunity as well.
Well, I think that everyone needs to get over to Cornish because the 300 plus attendees last October were delighted. Your campus is located in the heart of the Arts District. I mean, we were next to the symphony, the ballet, the EMP museum. It was just such a stunning campus near such a lovely location. So in addition to being a quality educational institution, the location isn't bad either.
Right.
So thank you again, and let's go to the next slide. We're going to wrap it up here. Our next conference will actually be in Dallas, and you can go to our website for more information. And then if you're not a member, we hope that you'll join. You see that we depend on our members for all the expertise that's provided here in these webinars. If you have a good idea for a webinar, just email me. You can find me at artschoolsnetwork.org. Thanks for joining us today, and we hope you're having a great beginning of your school year.